Inktober started as a challenge to make a drawing with ink every day in October, following an official prompt list with specific prompts every day. But over the years, Inktober has become less and less strict. People have used different mediums, straying away from just ink. People have used different color restrictions or no color restrictions, so it doesn't necessarily have to be black and white illustrations. People have started making their own prompt list. People have started following other people's prompt lists and not the official ones. And some people have followed no prompt lists. And some people have loosened the restrictions, so you don't have to draw every day. Some people draw every other day. Some people only have time to make one drawing a week, or maybe two drawings a week, or maybe even less than that. And the reason why people have made this challenge less and less strict is to make it more accessible for different types of artists and different types of schedules, because realistically, unless this is your full-time job and you have the resources and the time to be making an inked drawing once a day, every single day for a month, it's just not a realistic challenge that other people can join in on, and this is supposed to be something for everyone. Because at its core, the point of Inktober isn't necessarily to draw with these restrictions. It's not so much a challenge. I think the biggest thing with Inktober is that maybe it pushes you outside of your comfort zone in terms of maybe what you draw and what you used to draw with. But I think at its core, the biggest thing about Inktober is that it just makes you draw. That's the biggest thing. It's to get you to draw every day, or at least most days. With that in mind, can you really fail at Inktober? I love Inktober. I look forward to this challenge every single year. It's arguably the biggest and the most popular art challenge. I think it's probably the one that most people participate in. I personally love the aesthetic of the black and white or the restricted color palette ink drawings. That's why I try to do that every year. I love the old school Inktober aesthetic, though I'll often add like one or two extra colors in it, because I don't normally work with a restricted color palette like that. I don't normally work with ink, so to me it's another way to just push myself out of my comfort zone, and I like just having a little sketchbook, and then every day I just try to draw something. That's what this challenge is for me. So I joined for the first time back in 2019, and I have participated every year since, which I was kind of shocked to find out about, because I've had some periods, or I had a period of my life where I wasn't drawing very much. I wasn't very into drawing. I fell out of love with drawing. I've spoken about this many times before. I've only just recently regained my love for art, like this year or last year. So for a few years there, I wasn't really drawing much, and I wasn't really drawing with a passion. Yeah, I was a little surprised to find out that I have still participated in Inktober every year since then. So when I first joined back in 2019, I did 7 drawings that year. I did go through my Instagram and check how many drawings I did each year. I did 7 back in 2019, I did 8 in 2020, 14 in 2021, 6 in 2022, 6 again in 2023, 14 in 2024, and this year I've done 1. So even when I've tried my best, the most I've ever managed is 14 out of 31 days. That's quite good to be me. I've been in school every year. I'm in my final year of uni now. So next year for Inktober might be the first time in my life that I'm actually not in school. I don't know where I'll be or what I'll be doing a year from now. So that's a little scary and a little exciting. But maybe then I'll finally have the time and the opportunity to participate fully in this challenge. But I've kind of done what I could with the time given to me, because I've graduated high school, I've started uni, like it's just been busy years. But one this year is a new time low, especially considering this is me being back in love with art. I participated more in Inktober when I actively did not like art, which is kind of shocking to me. Like I said, this is my final year of my bachelor degree. I am studying illustration, and it's been extremely busy. I've been doing hours upon hours of project work every day for the past few weeks, or ever since I started back up at school. So I've been so busy. I didn't have the time to be setting aside for Inktober this year. I was still drawing because my project work for uni as an illustration student is drawing. So does that then count as me failing Inktober when the entire point of this challenge for me is to draw? You know? Anyway, I just thought that would be a little interesting thing to discuss. Does anyone here participate in Inktober? I always do really well for the first week or two as well for Inktober, and then I kind of lose steam, probably because I get bored of drawing the same type of things every day for a month. But one of these years I will do it. I was going to try to actually follow a prompt list this year because I don't normally follow prompt lists. In all the other years, I've kind of just drawn whatever, and then I've just created my own prompt. Like I don't even make a prompt list. I just see what I want to draw on that day, and then give myself a prompt either before I've started making the drawing or after I've already made it. But this year, I was gonna do this prompt list. And day one was amber, which is why I chose to draw amber colored things. I wanted a very autumnal color palette. I have these like monarch butterflies, and her little necklace is a little amber like jewel. So to the drawing itself, I started by using these Ecoline inks for the background. I've been using these inks a lot lately for my projects and stuff as well. I really like them. And then I did some outlines and just basic flat coloring with Tombow brush pens. I would have loved to use markers for this, but I still wanted there to be some sort of restriction for this challenge. So for me, I was going to restrict myself to just pens and inks, like that's it, which is why I used the watercolor brush pens and just other actual like ballpoint pens, brush pens, and then inks. And I was maybe going to stretch it to watercolors. I ended up only doing one drawing, so it didn't really matter in the end anyway. I used a lot of the Tombow brush pens or brush markers or whatever for this drawing. The black outlines were done with my Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen, which is the absolute best brush pen in the world. Everyone needs this pen, honestly. It's so good. I always use this every Inktober. It actually kind of shocks me that I haven't run out of ink. It's the same pen that's lasted me for all these years, now that I'm thinking about it, which is kind of shocking. Later down the line, I then realized that I wanted even more black outlines, and I did that with my Uniball, like normal ball pen. At the very end, I do extra black outlines with the Fudenosuke brush pen again to separate the girl from the background, because something I've always been kind of scared of in my art is outlines. At some point I stopped doing black outlines altogether. Like when I do my Copic portraits and just my Copic drawings, I always used my sepia liner because I think that black is just too harsh. I've pretty much never liked black outlines on anything. And then with my digital drawings, I'll use like colored outlines or no outlines at all. Like I've never liked the look of them. But I've come to fear black outlines less because sometimes it does actually just pull a piece together. Sometimes you need it to separate things, like in this case, separate the girl from the background. I don't know, I think because I realized this back when I did my tomato painting, and it was looking fine, but it was missing something. And then for the first time in like years, I actually went in with a black pen to do some outlines. And when I did that, I was like, wow, that's literally the best thing I could have done for this painting. Like it really pulled it together. So I was channeling that energy for this drawing as well, because I just felt like it was neat. It was just missing something. And I think things were getting kind of lost in all the color. Yeah, I did end up doing some, for me, pretty harsh black outlines, but I think it worked. Like the girl just needed to be separated from the background. And lastly, all the white details were done with a white Posca paint pen. And those are all the materials that I used for this drawing. The biggest thing about this drawing that I wish I could change though is that I do feel like the eyes are too far apart. It doesn't look too bad from this angle, but when I look at it from like straight on, I do feel like the eyes are a little too far apart. It's unfortunate. I never catch these things until I've finished the drawing, or until at least after I've like inked it and everything, and it's too late to change it then. So I do think that the mouth is a little bit awkward as well. It's fine. I do love the autumnal colors though. I think the color palette is so nice for this drawing. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about this drawing, to be honest. This is quite a short video in comparison to the last ones I've been posting. I can't remember the last time I posted a video, but it's been a while. I haven't had the time to be doing any other work other than project work. I don't really have anything to share with you guys, but I just finished my second project, so I do want to share those two projects. I just wasn't really happy with my first one, so I wanted, because I did print them out on, I used a Rizo, I don't know what it is, but I used that to print it. But I had two prints, but I accidentally printed the second one as an A4 sheet instead of A3. So they're two different sizes, and I didn't like that, so I'm gonna reprint them this week. And after I've reprinted them, then I think I'll be ready to make a video on that project. And then shortly after that, I'll make a video about my second project because all that work has now been finished for both those two projects. So I want to get a video out on those two. Yeah, so I do have things planned. I just had to prioritize my uni work. It's very busy to be a last year at university, guys. Current art projects. Am I working on anything? At the moment, I am working on a different project, like for a different module in my course, which is professional practice, where we have to, the project itself is called like direct mail or something like that, where we have to design and produce a business card, an invoice, and some kind of promotional piece. And all of this will be shipped. We have to ship this to our tutor for our like assessment in like early December. So the deadline is coming up, which is why I'm starting to like focus on this, because we've had the entire semester to work on this. So that means I have to think of not just designing and producing a business card and the invoice, but I also have to think about whatever I'm going to put in to promote myself as an artist in this like envelope, which to me, I think I'm going to be doing like bookmarks, stickers, and maybe some postcards, because this is supposed to be practice for hypothetically sending out work to like art directors and, you know, stuff like that to get our work out and maybe get hired, because I am studying as an illustrator, so they're helping us in the world of freelance illustration. I also have to think about packaging as well. So that is what I'm working on at the moment. Since I just finished my second project, I'm now in between projects. I've gotten the brief for the third project. I'm just using this weekend to focus on professional practice for the direct mail piece before I start thinking about the next project. There's been a lot of work, so I haven't really had time to do anything else, but hopefully one day I'll have time to just do a little sketchbook session, do something other than just uni work for once. I use this weekend as well to kind of try to stock up on social media stuff, because for the past week I haven't been posting even like short form content anywhere, just because I just haven't had the time to worry about that, because this week has been very busy. So this weekend I will dedicate time to social media, which is why I am recording this voiceover and I'm now going to post this video. I have a quite long Christmas break. I will get briefed before it, so I technically should be doing uni work during those weeks as well. I don't know how much I'll end up doing or how big this project will be or how long I'll have for it, so I don't know how much work I'll actually have to do over Christmas break, but I think I have about a month off for Christmas, which is insane. But hopefully during that time I just want to do things for myself, and you know, so I can share on social media and stuff. So yeah, I just gotta hold out another month. You guys just have to hold out another month. And then hopefully I can have time to do some other things. And yes, I am excited to show you guys my projects as well, because I'm really locking in this year. I'm quite happy with my projects so far, and I have recorded a lot of the process. I was just waiting to finish the project so that I don't really want to show you a little bit of the process without it being finished. I want to show you the whole thing. But they're finished now. I will make these videos, or I'll, you know, edit these videos together. And yes, you can see my projects if that's something you guys are interested in. But yeah, I think that's enough for today. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys some other Sunday.